Hooni Kim, what do you need from the mayor, from the government, from Washington, from the governor? What do you need right now?
To be honest, we need all the help we can get. Most of the restaurants were far behind in rent, and I think that's the most critical. We just don't have the income or the revenue to meet the rent that we promised our landlords to pay 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago before the pandemic, when our business, the revenue was 90%. Well, basically, we've dropped about 60 to 80% in revenue for most restaurants. And basically, it's not enough to pay our staff. It's definitely not enough to pay our utilities and rent. We're just hanging on because the law isn't allowing landlords to kick us out of our restaurants. And when that law disappears, I think most of us are gone. And I really do mean most of us are gone.
So what does the, say, New York City restaurant scene look like post-pandemic, should that happen?
I would think the big restaurants, the chain restaurants, the hedge fund backed restaurants, they're still okay. But that's only 5% of the restaurants in New York City. About most of the restaurants, most of the restaurateurs that I know, we own our own companies, 1, 2 restaurants, and we're the ones that are in trouble. We're the ones who our main priority, number one, is to pay our staff, and then it was to pay whatever, and then it was to pay us. And we're all struggling to just even pay our staff week by week. And that's not, that's including not paying rent. So it's not looking good.
There's a question about how much the pandemic has been a transformative moment. It's been absolutely devastating, as you know, and you're talking about for the restaurant industry, but it's also raised some questions about how things will look afterwards, whether it's home delivery kits, whether it's meals to go. What are you seeing and what are you doing now that you think will have a long-lasting footprint on how we think of restaurants going forward?
I think many chefs and restaurateurs were resourceful, so we had to pivot. I myself, I have 2 restaurants. One started to do meal kits and even deliver ourselves. And the other restaurant, we're sort of going the traditional method of just doing outdoor dining and delivering food via the services. I have no idea where this is going to lead, because ultimately the meal service, the meal kit, it's a Band-Aid. It's good enough to meet right now, but that's not going to be the future, because for a restaurant, we can't survive based on just meal kits.
I want you to answer, Hooni, in the trenches that you're in the struggle you're in, what Lisa and I observe, and I'm sure all our listeners and viewers observe nationwide. Restaurants are closed as a general statement. Do you believe you can run them open now with safety for all involved?
New York City several months ago allowed indoor dining for about 25%. And for me, I asked my staff, would you feel safe? I know they need the money. So I left it up to them. And my staff said no. So we didn't open indoor. And if my staff doesn't feel safe, I don't think most of the diners feel safe.
So I don't mean to interrupt, but we're going to run out of time, Hooni. This is so important. What do you need from President Biden right now to get to February?
I need him to make sure the vaccines are readily available, and week by week it becomes more available, because it feels like the opposite right now. 3 weeks ago, when people were, optimistic about getting the vaccine soon, now, especially in New York, nowhere can we get the vaccine, and it's for anybody and everybody. So we need that vaccine soon now.
Our most important
and at least
of the
optimism, at least that optimism of we will soon be able to get the vaccine. Yeah.
Hooni Kim, thank you so much. With Danji, of course,
Thank you.
legendary and Korean cuisine on the island of Manhattan. I'm sorry, Lisa, that's our most important interview of the day.
Yeah, the
Just all there
tone
is to
that
it.
he had, I mean, it just really highlights the concern and what we're seeing everywhere. I mean, just the shuttered stores, this feeling of the world
Yeah.
just on pause. After it's been on pause for a year,
but-
people start just getting exasperated.
And Lisa, this goes so much. Who's the guy with a foreign accent? John Farrell. It goes so much to what John Farrell says is that we're making excuses here about income replacement, substitution, rent support, landlord support as well. And other nations are doing a lot better job of it. And there's the microcosm right there.
Well, it just highlights, away from the game, the gambling parlor that we've been talking about all morning, there is an economy still very much waiting for these vaccinations. And it's not just when it comes to restaurants, but also with kids. And I know that we both experienced this, Tom. The sort of malaise washing over all of the school kids that are not able to socialize in any real way. It is a very, very real situation with depression and a whole host of other problems. People just being left behind with disengagement. And the question is, how quickly can we unroll some sort of vaccination schedule to release these kids and let them go to school?